Good day, everyone. Coming to you here from Maui Horoscope, looking at the United States chart, 1776 on July 4th, and the transits for May 15th, 2019. Here's what I want to show you. The North Node here, aspecting Venus, Jupiter, Sun, and Mercury. It's going to be coming through here. This is, the ego bullying its way around with other people. We got Venezuela, we've got Iran, we've got women coming up on the women. South Node over here with Saturn and Pluto. There's a lot of loss in power for women right now, which definitely needs to change. Sorry about that, my kitty got here. So the South Node with Saturn and Pluto in the first house with the North Node in the seventh house, it's very tricky. So there's a collapsing of the internal ego structure, focusing on other people. So as our president becomes more victimized, he's going to be becoming more aggressive with other people. Obviously, a lot of aggression right now against women. We're having a Mars return as a country. Mars will be going up into the seventh house. You can assume that for the end of May and all into June, it's going to be a very aggressive time, and it won't be a pretty sight as far as the country goes. Just a whole lot of aggression towards teachers. There's Jupiter, Venus, women, and empowerment in general. Besides the abortion rulings, we have all the prison reform. We've got the tariffs, which is obviously the largest tax hike in history overnight, 25% tax hike for everybody, not for corporations. It'll all be passed down to every single person. Now, well, Mars here in the seventh house with this tax hike, I'm wondering if it's going to get people motivated. Are you guys ready to be motivated to do something? That'd be really great. We can't sit by and watch this, quote, president and his administration destroy our clean water, destroy the clean air, destroy human rights, destroy immigration. There's just so much destruction going on. And with South Node, with Saturn and Pluto here, the rise of the dictator is happening, but mostly our like complacency. We're paralyzed. We're in fear. We're depressed. We're not doing anything. This has got to change. The South Node with Saturn and Pluto. We must not fall to being a victim. We must assert ourselves and demand justice. So also Uranus and Venus down here, the fourth house, kind of a big time maybe for earthquakes, but women have got to become more empowered and be more impulsive, really, in getting things out into the world. We all have to be smarter, more spontaneous, going with those brilliant ideas that we have with the Uranus-Venus. Also, big upset with women, Uranus-Venus. So women are just being so attacked. It's amazing. Men don't realize that when they attack women, they attack themselves. And I really hope that men really wake up. A loss for a woman is a loss for a man. Okay, excellent. Here's Donald Trump's chart. Okay. We can see that North Node is on his Saturn right now. He's having a hard time with his group of friends. And Mars is going to be coming through here. He is going to become increasingly antagonistic. And his children, because of the 11th house, the children will start becoming scrutinized more and more. Here's that ego North Node, Uranus, Sun in the 10th house. This narcissistic ego. Here's the lack of care for women. Saturn conjunct Venus. Total lack of care, dominating women. With the North Node that was there, that went through here. You know, obviously there's been an uptick in the last several months on the attack against women. Here he's got Saturn, Pluto here in the 5th house with the South Node here. He's more and more distant from his children. He's not doing well. And when Saturn goes into here, he's going to have so many health problems. He shouldn't even want to win 2020 because he will die. I mean, Pluto and Saturn coming up here in the 6th house, yuck. Jupiter is right down here on his moon right now. His moon is almost conjunct in Scorpio in the 4th house. So he does get to tune into his feelings, and he's riding on a big ego thing. He thinks that his emotions and his feelings are real, that he's entitled to feel this way. Instead of learning the lesson and rising up to decide how to inspire people to have compassion, not only for women, but for the earth, for the water, especially the water. So he's under a big delusional aspect here. Jupiter on his moon will make you feel like you're so all powerful, but no. Saturn with Pluto and the South Node in the 5th house, his kids are going to suffer. And then the North Node up here, it's going to be coming onto his Mercury. He's just going to get more demented as it goes along. Oh, look at that. And then in 2020, the North Node is going to be up in his 10th house. That is very good for Donald Trump, the North Node in the 10th house. It'll be a total loss of his relationship with the South Node in the 4th house. So even some woman could die, maybe his sister. But the North Node going up into the 10th house, I got to admit, that is, and he's going to have his nodal return 2020. That means that the Democrats really have to run an excellent, excellent ticket. Here's Uranus and Venus in his 9th house, and he is going to have a hard time within the court system for his own personal taxes this next year. And with anything to do with the court system, he's could have some huge wake-up calls with that. So I guess what I'm trying to say is Donald Trump has a positive and negative chart like all of us. This North Node is going to make him more delusional than ever, but it could actually work for him in 2020. The South Node with the Saturn down here is going to then move over there. Oh, well, let's just go up to November 2020, shall we? Let's not fool around with this because I don't know about you, but I definitely don't want Donald Trump to be winning in 2020. Would that be the 19th? Is it the 19th of November that it's... Or is it 2020? I think it's 2020. Okay. Okay, let's see what's happening. 7th of November, 2020. We see here Donald Trump has an exact nodal return. That's pretty good for him. Mars will be in the 8th house. Oh, everybody will be trying to dig up as much dirt as they can on him. And he'll be very aggressive before the election. Look, Mars will have been going through his 7th house. So he'll be laying it on thick. There's that Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter, all down here at the beginning of Capricorn. And then the North Node, which means the South Node's in Scorpio already. Oh, South Node. Oh, South Node on his moon in the 4th house. That is so excellent. That's a loss. That is a loss, the south node on his moon. He's going to also lose his marriage for sure. All of this in the 5th house is just going to be hard on his children and his family. Yeah, south node on the moon and the north node up here. I mean, he's going to be working hard, but... And look at this, Venus and Saturn and moon there. That day in the 11th house. Well, God, you know, those white men could come through for him. Well, it's a mixed bag. Really is a mixed bag. The north node up here in the 10th house is excellent for the chances of the re-election, and so is this moon here with the Venus and the Saturn. But the south node on his moon down here, if women have to rise up and defeat Donald Trump, there's just no doubt about it. And every 18-year-old has to come out and vote. Venus on his Chiron. Well, let's just pick this apart. Rising sign Leo. Leo is ruled by the sun. The sun is in the 10th house, which is excellent for the professional life. Leo rules the Leo rules the 5th house, and it's located in the 1st house. So there's his dramatic flair. And the north node and the south node are just going to be key here. The south node on the moon, which 25 degrees, and the moon is at 27 degrees. So the south node before the election will be going through the Gandant cycle, which is at the end of Scorpio and the beginning where the steam arises. He's going to really... Every woman who's ever been raped by Donald Trump needs to come forward. Every person, everything around women, around water, around healthcare, around caring for the elderly, all of it has to be brought up and has to be used as a drain against the 10th house, against this professional world. All of his dirty laundry needs to come out. So I just want to say that it has been such a disturbing couple of days. The Mars in the United States, the North Node in the United States chart is just not good for war right now in 2019. The North Node on the Mercury, Sun, Jupiter, and Venus, not good. Not good for the war concept. We don't need any more wars. And so with that, I will say that the best thing we can do is we can use this Uranus-Venus here. We need to be artistic. We need to be impulsive. We need to get out and not care about what people think about us. We need to be honest about our values. You can't say you value life in an unborn baby and then kill children in a border patrol jail. You can't say that you honor life and then sign legislation into practice to dump toxic chemicals directly into waterways. You can't say you care about health care and do all the things that they're doing, including the 5G. The 5G should not roll out. You know, we are heading towards, with the South Node here and the Pluto, if people don't wake up and get up and do something, the dictators, do you like being told what to do? Look, the Pluto is coming back, 250, be coming back the next couple of years. You want to have a man tell you what to do? You want to have people tell, you want to have the authoritarian energy, the institutions tell you what to do, put you down and keep you enslaved? Then be passive. Don't get involved. If you don't, get involved and care about what's going on in your world today. So With that, I just want to thank everybody and have a great day.